I humbly request my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, to give reply.
My children were telling me you don't speak extempore. If you do, you become emotional. So I had a written speech. I think I'm going to disappoint them. Anyway, my esteemed sister and brother judges, Shri Dhananjaya, Additional Solicitor General, Shri Srinivas, Advocate General, Shri Prabhunath Vasireddy, President AP High Court Advocates Association, Shri Dwarkanath Reddy, Chairman Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh, former judges of this court, Justice Anuja Prabhudesai, former judge of the Bombay High Court, Shri Lakshmi Narayana, public prosecutor, Shri Sambhasiva Pratap, Additional Advocate General, law officers, Mr. Pradeep Rai, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court and former Advocate Supreme Court and former Vice President, Supreme Court Bar Association, and Mrs. Rajshri Rai, learned senior advocates and members of the bar, members of the Judicial Fraternity, Director AP Judicial Academy, Member Secretary AP State Legal Services Authority, and the Secretary AP High Court Legal Services Committee, officers of the Registry, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply humbled by the generous words spoken today. I accept these sentiments with gratitude, but also with the awareness that whatever I have been able to do has been part of a larger institutional effort and not an individual accomplishment. I was fortunate to be born into a family where law was not merely a profession, but a way of life. My late father, Shri D.D. Thakur, whose journey from the bar to the bench and thereafter into public life left an enduring impression on me, taught me early that integrity was the only lasting legacy a lawyer or a judge can hope to leave behind. My elder brother, Justice T.S. Thakur, under whom I had the opportunity of training and practicing, shaped my understanding of discipline, preparation, and the responsibility that comes with the privilege of addressing a court. If I stand here today, having completed my journey on the bench, it is in no small measure due to the guidance I received from them and from several other seniors and mentors at the bar and also on the bench, whose encouragement, correction, and sometimes quite disapproval kept me on the right path. I owe them a debt I can never fully repay. My journey through the Jammu and Kashmir High Court, a brief but enriching tenure at the Bombay High Court, and finally my assignment as the Chief Justice of this great High Court of Andhra Pradesh has been both challenging and fulfilling. Each court has its own ethos, its own traditions, and its own expectations. But what remains constant is the faith of the people who come seeking justice. When I assumed office here, I was conscious that I was entering an institution with a proud legacy and a vibrant bar. I must say that the warmth, cooperation, and courtesy extended to me by the members of the bar made my task considerably easier. It is often said, and rightly so, that the bar is the mother of the bench and also the judge of judges. If the bar has found my conduct and my work worthy of appreciation, I consider that as the highest commendation I could receive. The task of a judge is neither simple nor easy. It requires patience in hearing, fairness in approach, courage in decision making, and courtesy in conduct. Above all, it demands a constant awareness that every order passed affects lives, liberties, and also destinies. One does not always succeed perfectly in this endeavor, but one must strive every single day to come as close as possible to that ideal. The challenges before the judiciary today are undeniable. The increasing inflow of cases reflects the faith of the people in the justice delivery system, but it also places an enormous burden on the courts. Delay in justice is a concern that must be addressed with sincerity and collective effort. This is not a responsibility that rests on the shoulders of the judges alone. The bar has an equally vital role to play. Members of the bar are not merely representatives of their clients, they are officers of the court. The obligation to assist in the fair and expeditious administration of justice is fundamental. Sensitivity to the concerns of the litigants, fairness towards opponents, and preparedness in court are essential if we were to ensure that justice is not only done but done without undue delay. As I take leave of this office, I would also like to briefly reflect upon an important aspect that will shape the future of this institution, its infrastructure. However, it is heartening to note that a comprehensive vision has been set in motion. The proposal for a justice city, which envisages not only a new High Court building, but also an international arbitration and conciliation center, a judicial academy, well-planned chambers for members of the bar, residential facilities for judges, and other supporting infrastructure, marks a significant step forward. The progress already made inspires confidence that these plans will materialize within a reasonable time frame. I must, in this context, acknowledge the efforts of the state government in taking these initiatives forward and in extending support to the development of judicial infrastructure. As I take leave of this office, I do so not only with a sense of satisfaction, but also with humility. Satisfaction because I've had the privilege of serving in this great institution. Humility because I'm aware that much remains to be done always. Before I conclude, I must acknowledge with deep gratitude the invaluable assistance rendered to me during my tenure here. I would like to thank Shri Parthasarthi, the Registrar General, Shri Sivaram, Registrar Vigilance, Shri Fazlullah, Registrar Recruitment, Shri Yedukondulu, Registrar IT, Shri Srinivas Sharma, Registrar Administration, Shri Kamlakar Reddy, Registrar Judicial, Shri Ramakrishna, Registrar Management, Shri Raghav Swami, Registrar Protocol, my secretaries, Surya Prakash Rao and Shri Rudra Pratap Reddy, my court officer Shri Murthy, court masters Shrimati Vijay Lakshmi, Madhavi, Shri Suresh, Somshekhar, Bharat, Dhairya and Ishwar, my law clerks, my chamber attenders Iqbal, Raghav, and court attenders Biswaranjan, Suresh, and Shri Prasad. The staff at my residence Govind, Pavan Sai, Sai Murali, Gauss, Rangarao. Drivers Shankar and Lokesh. My PSOs Nagaraju, Nagababu, Raju and Vijay Kishore, whose quiet efficiency, dedication and unwavering support made the discharge of my duties possible. I also thank my colleagues on the bench, past and present, for their companionship, their wisdom and their support. The registry and staff for their tireless effort, often unseen contribution to the functioning of this court. Before I part, I would like to convey my warmest good wishes to all members of the bar, to the officers of this court, and to all those with whom I had the privilege of interacting during my tenure here. I wish each one of you a life of continued success, fulfillment, and professional satisfaction. Today I live with a deep sense of gratitude for the institution that shaped me, for the colleagues who supported me, for the bar that guided me, and above all, for the opportunity to serve the cause of justice. As has been said, judicial independence is not the privilege of the judge, but the right of the citizen. If in the discharge of my duties, I have been able to uphold that principle in some measure by preserving fairness, strengthening institutional values, and reinforcing public confidence in the rule of law, I shall consider my tenure well spent. Thank you.